it was a shame that we didn't get the effects nomination for the prosthetics, but we're gonna try again next year. We're doing Whale 2. Where he goes to heaven and he wakes up even fatter.
We're doing Whale 2, Tokyo Drift.
Whale 2 Whale 2 Furious.
Wouldn't it be funny if I brought you on the show and I was like, what the fuck is your problem, dude?
It's happened.
No, it has not.
No, not with you, but I mean, I feel like people do the podcast, the whole...
They do
back
the, like,
in the
we've
day.
been in a feud.
Yeah, like back in the heyday of podcasting, the Mark Maron, I feel like he like confronted people. Didn't he confront like Louis C.K. about something or... I don't remember.
But I want to start doing
King
that.
Louis... No.
No.
Perfect
guy, perfect behaviors.
It's like, you know what? It's a lot of time has passed. No, I'm not going to do one of those.
I need to cancel on this episode.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Why don't you tell the fans how we met? It's kind of a beautiful story.
It is kind of a beautiful story. So you and I had known your work from the World Wide Web, obviously, and then I saw that my friends were becoming your friends, and I was like, hold up, like get me in on this.
Yeah.
My friends in the rock band Muna.
Yeah.
Greatest band in the world.
The hardcore rock band.
In the hardcore metal band Muna.
Where is Muna? And
then I think one time you all were at Bar Stella.
Yeah.
And then Naomi texted me and they were like, dude, you gotta come through. Caleb and us are hanging out. Really? Come get a drink. And I was like, all right, I'm coming. And then I came through and then we kind of I was like, I feel like it was only because it's like I feel like we'd be like friends.
Yeah.
I never am like, like it's like, ooh, famous person. Like it's like, let me get in the same room as that person. But I'm like, I feel like we would probably be friends.
No, we were instant buddies.
Exactly.
This is my boy.
We figured it out.
We started doing we started doing Big Wig together.
Yeah, we started doing it was like a few times after we met like 2 or 3 times. Like we hung out 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
They were like, do you want to like produce a comedy show with me? I was like, fuck yes, I do. And then we did it, and it was great.
We did. What was your I met you. I was like, this is the coolest guy ever. You are a brilliant musician and very funny, and I love music, and you love comedy. So I was like, okay, we should do a music and comedy show. I wanted to, and I did not think you were gay, but I did want to call it Big Homo. And you were like, no, I think maybe not because of my sexuality.
I just don't want to mislead people. It's called Big Homo. Like, that's cool. Like,
I thought it was funny. I
love it. Like,
yeah, you're like, no, I love gay people, but like, just like, I'm not like that really at all.
I think it's great.
It's cool that you do that.
But is that fair to the fans?
So we called it Big Wig, and then we were doing it a bunch when we're never either of us in town anymore.
I know you don't. Okay, this is hilarious because I feel like we're friends. I don't know if you like live here.
Nobody knows that.
But you spend a lot of time in a lovely city, Kansas City, a city that we've talked about that I love.
You love Kansas City.
That is on my short list because I will never be able to buy property in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
Kansas City is, I think currently it's number 1 on my short list of places I would buy property in.
Dude.
In the next 5 years.
Do you understand that I'll cry right now? Like, do you understand what it would mean to the community to have you in Kansas City? We would love to have you there.
It would be great.
There's a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
Big music town.
Yeah, and is it a Delta hub?
It's a Delta hub.
That's a criteria. I need a major airline hub.
Yes.
And it's in kind of the middle. You can kind of get both places. You can get New York quick.
Well, let me tell you, it's
get
3 hours
LA
flight,
quick.
3 hours flight to LA, 3 hours flight to New York, 1.5 to Chicago, 1.5 to Atlanta.
I'm in.
Come on? What are we talking about at this point?
It'll happen. I got to go a couple more times.
You got to come stay with me.
I stay at that like weird mall every time. Not weird.
What?
Yes, I know, right?
What weird mall?
Dude, you know that? Okay, it's not weird, but it's a mall. It's a big mall, outdoor mall. You know what I'm talking about?
You're staying at Zona Rosa?
I don't think
Legends?
So. Okay, wait. This is the 5th time this has happened. Someone from Kansas City. I try to tell them where I stay when I go to Kansas City. Because like if you're on a music tour, there's like one place you stay in Kansas City, and it's not downtown.
Yeah.
And it's like outskirts of the city, and it's like a big kind of like orange brick mall. And there's like all these stores. There's a Shake Shack. There's like a Untuck It store.
Chance, were you Google? Chance is also from Kansas City.
How is it possible? Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
This is insane.
Untucket?
There's an Untucket. There's I can't think of any of the other stores right now. It has all the typical mall stores.
I mean,
and you don't know this mall.
No.
That's insane. Okay.
Also,
every touring musician will know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe?
You're staying at the Plaza? That's so the Plaza is in the center of the city.
We might have to revisit this at another time. Because okay, there's maybe Untucked store closed. It is dilapidated. Oh, there's what's the True Food Kitchen? Do you know what I'm talking about? That place? It's like on this like fake river. And like,
oh, this is the Plaza.
One time I was there in 2016, the summer Pokemon Go came out. And when I tell you, I have never lost more weight in my adult life than the summer Pokemon Go came out.
Yeah.
Because I was on a tour and I would just walk hatching eggs in Pokemon Go all day, every day.
That's what you were doing?
I lost 25 pounds in a month and a half.
Pokemon Go to the gym.
I did Pokemon Go. I was one of the few, the proud, that Pokemon went to the gym.
Pokemon went to
Pokemon went.
We should start an app called Pokemon Went.
Pokemon Went.
Where we take people's Pokemon away.
Oh.
And we don't hide stuff for them. We actually just take things.
Yeah, and we just eat.
That'd be beautiful.
And it's also a food delivery app.
That'd be beautiful.
Because you don't go.
You know what I get sick of is when I've been abroad and I have to try and do food delivery. Like it's like really late at night. I'm too tired. Nothing's open near me, and I have to order from something called like fucking Deliveroo. Like
dude, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You have to download Gorflunked. And I'm like, no, fuck Gorflunked. Where's DoorDash?
It's like, it just always feels like you're in like some like weird like multiverse. Like, no. This is actually not real. Like what you guys actually have, like, it's actually Uber Eats. Like we actually Uber Eats is some places now.
Yeah.
But DoorDash is not.
No, it's Uber
It's
Eats.
Deliveroo or
fucking something called like Spoopendeck.
Wimplesham or something like that. I don't know. And you have to do this with your hands while you say it.
Who were you when you were doing Pokemon Go? Who were you touring with?
Gwen Stefani. That was the tour I did. That was the Gwen Stefani tour I did.
She just had a triumphant return to Coachella.
It was great. I watched it. I watched it on the East Coast time zone.
Whoa. Late
at night. It was like 12:30 or something like that. I watched the whole thing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I know two of the guys that are in No Doubt play in Gwen's solo stuff a lot. So I still do stuff with her every now and then. Not a ton, but those two guys are there a lot, and it was like so sick. I had to watch it. Like I watched it with my whole family. It was or my mom was not there, but my dad, my sister, and I, we watched the whole thing, and it was awesome.
You played with her at the Super Bowl. Before the Super Bowl.
The TikTok tailgate.
The TikTok tailgate.
Before the Super Bowl.
TikTok tailgate.
Yeah. It was great. Blake was there. Blake's great.
There.
We love Blake.
Someone just emailed me today about emailed the podcast page about some thing they wanted to do with us, and their email signature was brand strategist, and then the little bar, brand strategist, TikTok addict.
Oh.
And I was like, if you gave me $1 million, I wouldn't work with you. That is fucking humiliating.
I mean, I think everyone has, not everyone. I feel like there's a certain age bracket currently where everyone is like medically addicted to TikTok.
Yeah.
And everyone is ashamed of it. Everyone wishes they weren't doing it. But like, I feel like most people I talked to was like, oh yeah, it's like an hour in the morning, hour at night.
I'm not
usually
doing
an hour
this.
during lunchtime.
Are you doing this?
I had periods where I was doing that.
Yeah.
But like it just doesn't hit the same anymore. It doesn't hit the same. I feel like everything, they're just trying to sell me stuff all the time. It's like, and it's always just like, TikTok just wants you to buy something or jack off. It's one or the other. It's never anything in the middle. It's just like, buy this or like here's like, you know, it's embarrassing.
Y'all either need to purchase something or stroke your shit right now. Right now. No,
I don't want this all the time anymore. I don't want this.
I'm not big on I don't do this. I'm not in TikTok holes. I'm not watching. But the few times I get on there, like if I'm checking something on our page or something, which I don't even post on our page. Chance posts on our page.
Oh wow. Okay.
But if I'm on there at all, every time I open it up, it's either some fucking moron doing some trend, like talking, lip syncing to something.
Yeah.
Or it's someone being like, who was going to tell me that the viral broom is now less than a slice of pizza on TikTok shop?
Oh, no.
Besties, we've got beef because the viral ceiling fan that used to cost $30 is 12 cents. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Dude, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. It's just like the most useless shit. There was like this one that I kept getting. I clicked on it once. because I used to do a lot of tie-dye stuff, and it was like a portable washer.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I had an apartment building where I had to coin laundry. It was annoying. And this portable washer, I swear to God, every like third video is like, the laundry queens know what time it is. Like, get this thing that will break soon. Get this piece of shit that will break, but will work sort of 1 to 6 times.
Okay, laundry gang, we're rising up. Laundry queens know what time it is.
I was like, dude, we don't need this.
God damn, that's so funny.
And I just got over it. So I spend time on my phone. I just do the. I'm addicted to crossword
MIT games.
No, I do. Yeah. Oh my God, you knew.
MIT games.
You knew.
I think there's a cultural shift going on right now.
Wow.
Where we might actually bring intellectualism back. We might get being smart back in the zeitgeist because being dumb has been so hot.
Don't tempt me with this. It has been.
Yeah. The kids are sharing their Wordle now.
It's not fun. It's not like cute anymore to be kind of like, it's like, I don't even know what that is. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of like pretty important stuff going on right now.
No, but I think the last couple of years it has been so hot to be like, I'm a liter, like it's like trash panda culture has come back. Like it's like,
dude, it's Obama
I'm
era.
Literally a fucking garbage can human being. It's like, okay, can you stop?
It's Obama vibes coming back. Remember when none of us knew anything about politics?
Yeah.
Remember, it's like it was just like, oh yeah, dude, that guy seems chill as fuck. Like, let's just ride this out. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like, I swear to God, during the Trump presidency, I think I knew like I knew at every time who was in charge of every cabinet position. I knew who the press secretary was. I knew some like bad shit about them. I knew everything, and I was addicted to it. I was like, this is so fucked. And I was like, and then like I remember during when Biden was about to come in, I was about to do like I was gonna do the whole like I was like, you know what, we gotta like hold this guy fucking accountable. We gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot,
out.
And I was like, and I feel a lot of shame about it. I don't think it's cute.
Yeah,
I know a little bit, but I'm like, I don't know who a lot of other people are.
I made this joke. This is a joke I was telling during the Trump presidency about that exact thing, where I was like, I genuinely miss a version of politics where I didn't know anything about who did what, and now all of a sudden I know, number one, there's a roads and bridges czar, and he's a Nazi, and I don't, and I didn't used to know that kind of thing, and now I have to know about the roads and bridges czar.
Yeah, that was. Do you remember the attorney general that was there for a second? I don't remember his name, but he was like shouldn't have been there. He was like an interim guy. And he wasn't even like a politician. He like had some like toilet product, or he's like an inventor of like a toilet brush or something.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong about this, so I'm gonna step. I know that much information, about anything.
The Trump presidency did give us one thing, which was a rotating cast of characters that we can always look back on fondly.
Oh yeah.
My favorite was Anthony Scaramucci. Do you remember him?
The Mooch?
The Mooch?
Of course.
He was like, President Trump, he's a fucking genius. And then he got like humiliated by Donald Trump, and now he goes on the news and he's like, the guy's got issues. I don't fucking know. He's such a fucking loser.
Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for some.
You feel bad for the Mooch?
No, I don't feel bad for the Mooch. But just like to think like, okay, because there's a version of it that exists, like where you grow up really interested in politics your whole life, and you're like, you get a chance, and like you're a kid. I just imagine that person as a little kid be like, I want to be in the government one day.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump hires them and then fires them and then calls them like the F slur or something on Twitter. And I'm just like, damn, like what? It's so high and so low, so quick.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
He couldn't be in my cabinet anymore. He's a I have said consistently, and we still have time. Joe Biden, I know you watch. I know you're a truther, bitch. Truthers, if you are in contact with Joe Biden, call him today, because the way to win this election is he has to go on stage and say Donald Trump is a he's a homosexual queer. I've got proof. I've got video evidence. He's given head behind an Arby's. And I'm telling you, you'll win by a landslide.
I hate to say it, but you're totally right.
It would fucking
That's the
kill,
issue,
dude.
It's like we don't have any options at this point. People, we just don't. It's all bad. We don't need to do the whole politics thing. But oh my gosh,
we don't have to do the whole politics.
It's tough. It's really tough.
It's
right
tough
now.
out there.
I don't like it.
Politics?
No. Well, I just don't. I don't like the world.
The state of the world.
Like
I'm kind of obsessed with it. I like how things are going.
It's like, you know what? Anytime someone's like, this is like the best time to be alive. I'm like, it might be, but like, has it ever been a good time? Sort of.
My friend Nick Merling, very funny comedian, has been saying the last couple of years, the best time to kill yourself was 2015.
It's like you got it then.
You just tapped out on all this. The best time to die was 2015.
So what was happening? What was 2015? That was end of Obama era. Mm-hmm. I got to go to the White House in 2015.
Did you?
2016.
What were you doing in there?
I played with Gwen Stefani there
at the White House,
and it was the best. Like Rachel Ray was right in front of me.
Oh my God!
I know.
30-minute meals even.
She was just like watching this. I was like, this is the coolest.
Do you know what's really weird? My dad, my whole childhood, rest in peace, King. My dad, my whole childhood, he watched the Cooking Channel a lot, and he loved Rachel Ray, and he would like constantly remark to me. He'd be like, "That woman is fine." Like he had like a huge crush on Rachel Ray.
That is like one of the more wholesome crushes you can have. Like,
yeah,
I love that. That. That's a great dad crush.
Can I just tell you, it's wholesome in theory, but the way he was doing it was not feeling.
He was googling Rachel. He was googling Rachel Ray FHM photo shoot like Stuff magazine. Like
she's literally like cooking risotto, and he's like, like he's watching it in a way that was like, oh man, what is this doing for you? He loved Rachel Ray.
Okay, when you put it like that, it's not as.
It didn't feel.
I like it though. I still like it.
I like it for him.
It's better than like, oh yeah, like who are the people? I don't know.
Wait, who are the people? 1 second.
I divorced myself from like hot people culture sort of a while ago.
What does that mean?
Like, you know how like the people who are like movie stars who are just like everyone's like, this person's so attractive.
Yeah.
I like kind of like don't keep a good stock of like what those people are in my head.
Oh, I think it would be like
I know who they are now, sort of.
Okay.
Like your Sydney Sweeney's, your
Austin Butler and Kaya
your
Gerber's,
Zendaya, yes, your Austin Butler's,
your Tom Holland's.
I like Austin Butler. I think.
You think?
I think he's good.
You think he's good?
Yeah.
In what way?
Did you watch Elvis?
No.
Okay, you need to watch Elvis. You specifically need to watch Elvis because we've talked about The Whale before. You need to watch Elvis for Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Because it is I haven't gotten that good of a laugh in a movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I watched the first maybe 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But dude, Tom Hanks just kind of like having this like little kid face. Like they've made his face too big. It's like too wide.
Yeah.
So you see this like little tiny Tom Hanks face and you're just like, he's like watching Elvis like in a dream sequence. Just like,
yeah.
And like you would really like it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Him doing his little voice.
Yeah.
Is like
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead. No, you didn't you do so many things. You have a many talents. You didn't you do the fat suit design for that and The Whale? You designed Brendan Fraser's fat suit.
Dude, I did The Whale. It was a real treat. I also did. I reused the same suit from White Goodman in the end credits of Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Where I don't know if you've seen that recently, but it's great. The thing that took the longest was for The Whale. The thing that took the longest was the shower scene.
Yeah.
To get. And that was because we had to develop because he had his clothes on for most of the movie, but to really get the design correct, it was a labor of love, and I'm so proud of Brendan and the whole team behind it. He was a champ. He was in the chair for a long time, but he did a really good job. It's a long time. It takes a long time to get there.
He took it on the chin.
He did. He took it on the chins really hard, and then he was really great about the whole movie. We haven't talked about it in a while. Have you watched it again recently?
No.
Because I hate to admit this. I did buy it on iTunes.
Okay. Thank you.
Because
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, I watched 30 seconds of it the other day. It is.
Do you know what sucks? We brought up White Goodman at the end of Dodgeball when they're trying to show how pathetic he is, and he's like just fat and shirtless and eating fried chicken and ice cream.
Yes.
Like literally every time
thank you for getting that, by the way.
Okay. Oh, I'm with you. And every time I see that, because I watch Dodgeball, every couple of years do a rewatch. Every time I see that, I go, that looks fucking awesome.
It does, right?
I want to be like that. And I think sometimes I have been. I'm like, he's sitting shirtless eating fried chicken. The only thing is that he's fat. That's the problem. But in The Whale, he also does so many cool behaviors. He almost dies off. That's incredible.
That is...
That's crazy. That's incredible.
That was a very harrowing scene for Brendan to film.
Yeah.
Because to get through all the prosthetics.
You guys made him actually jerk off for that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Couple times.
He did.
We had to shoot. We did 18 takes.
Whoa. Yeah. And he was stroking for the whole thing.
Whole time.
Okay.
Champ. I really enjoyed. Wait, what were we just talking about?
You were talking about your work as the fat
No,
suit designer on the Whale. That's kind of where we were at in the ep.
Yeah, it was a shame that we didn't get the effects nomination for the prosthetics, but we're gonna try again next year. We're doing Whale 2. Where he goes to heaven and he wakes up even fatter.
We're doing Whale 2, Tokyo Drift.
Whale 2 Whale 2 Furious. the Whale 2 Return of Jafar. God.
The Whale 2 Return of Jafar, he wakes up in heaven even fatter. Yeah. Studio execs, please call us.
I'm ready. I could come up with some pitches for that.
You've actually been a big fixture of the podcast even before your episode. Did you know? Because I've worn your shirts on here.
Yeah, yes,
and
you have.
And people have commented crazy, big ball, all these comments. What is your shirt? What is your shirt? What is your shirt? And it's called LXIX.
LXIX Apparel,
which you make,
which I make,
and you give me shirts.
Yeah, I give you shirts, when I can.
I've bought a shirt or two.
You've bought.
You give me shirts.
You have the Satanic Diet Coke shirt.
I need a new one. I stained it.
Oh, I got you.
I need to go get a new one.
I have plenty.
You make why? How did you get into making shirts? And what is your problem? What is your deal with these things?
Okay, so I got really into tie dyeing because there's a band I was playing with, and I had to wear tie dye on. Or I didn't have to, but it was like kind of part of the vibes. Like I was wearing tie dye on stage, and I was like, it'd be kind of fun to make the tie-dye stuff. Ooh. So I started making the tie-dye stuff, and then I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have some graphics on this. But I was like, I don't want it to be like a typical like streetwear brand kind of thing. But have you seen the Sonic Obama Harry Potter backpack?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that was kind of the North Star for all my graphics.
That's your guiding light.
That was sort of like the start. So it used to be like way more kind of like non sequitur. It was like, it would say like Lenny Kravitz on top, and then it would be like Spider-Man and the Louis Vuitton logo and like the Subway logo with the Rolex crown on it. Like it was just like as much stuff as I could kind of like throw at the wall and then put on it just to kind of like confuse and anger like Gen Xers. Yeah. That was kind of the guiding light. But then like people started not liking that sort of, and like I kind of tapped out the audience for that. So I was like, I probably got to make some like simpler stuff. So I started making some other shirts. So I would take like, just two things, kind of juxtapose them a little bit. Yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings, and then it's Barbie holding a koala. Yeah. Which is just, it just works.
It just works.
Just works. And then you have one of the crazier ones. You have the ABBA one. I just realized you wore the ABBA shirt.
I love the ABBA one.
ABBA one has like ABBA, and then it has one of the scary guys from Digimon. Mm-hmm. It has a Grateful Dead logo with Jesus Christ on the cross in the middle.
I think there's a Lululemon.
And then and then the background of the Grateful Dead skull, there's the Lululemon logo, the Burger King logo, and I want to say the Diet Coke logo as well. Kind of just like tessellation in the back. Yeah. And then I believe there's a Waluigi on it somewhere, and then it has like the wrong words to Dancing Queen up at the top. Yeah. It's just fun for me. It was a big like dressing room on tour thing, because tour is just sitting in a dressing room, as 100%. You probably know at this point. Yeah. People are like, it must be so fucking fun out there. I'm like, yeah, it is, but you're kind of sitting in a dressing room for like 9 hours.
Well, musicians, you get to the venue. I just toured with a band, which I've never done.
Yes.
And these people, I can't believe you guys live like this. They get to the venue 7 hours ahead of time. They sound check, then they stay at the venue all day long. Yeah. I'm like, for a stand-up show, I would show up to the venue 15 minutes before the show.
Oh my God, Caleb, when we did Bigwig, oh my God. And it was like, I had like music gear and stuff like that. Yeah. And like one of the places we did it, it was like, it's like, oh yeah, we have a show right before it. So just like, 10 minutes before your show starts, just come in and load in, do your thing. I had like a mild panic attack. So I was like, well, it's going to take me at least 15 minutes to set up the vocoder and the keys. And then we have a table. And like, I was going to hope to like rehearse the audio cues a couple times, but we didn't have time to do that. Yeah. Ended up being fine.
I felt always before those shows, I was like, Brian is in a way right now. Yeah. Because you had real shit to do. Yeah. And all I had
God forbid I was 5 minutes late. That's a third of my setup time.
Couldn't be. Yeah.
Oh.
But tough. Yeah, that the way musicians tour is tough.
Yeah, so it's just me on my laptop in a dressing room, instead of like, doing something productive, like, going on a run or exercising or, doing whatever, I kind of just go on my computer and like
cook up ironic teas.
Yeah. I just like, see if I can get Mario to be like smoking a bong in a graphic. Yeah. It's like, oh, would that be kind of funny? And then,
and it will be.
And then people watch me slave away at a shirt for like 7 hours and they're like, oh, you did one of your shirts?
You did one of your little,
And I was like, yeah, this one's pretty good. Took me a long time. And then and I'm like, and if anybody wants one, let me know. And then no one ever wants one.
No, everyone's like, oh my God, Brian, we'll hit you up, dude.
Yeah, it's like, I might actually want that one. I'm like, you don't want this. It's fine. You don't have to pretend. But some people like it. I got a bit of a core audience.
You have a following, and I'm one of them. I'm in there.
Thanks, brother.
I love the shirts, dog. I love what you're doing over there.
They're fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a nice little side hustle. I like seeing people in the wild wearing it. It's great.
Absolutely. Who you started playing with Paramore?
Yes.
Like what, a year ago? 2 years ago?
It's been I worked on the last record with them a bit, and I think that started in like October 2021.
Yeah.
And then I went into playing with them kind of like right after that.
And you've been with them ever since?
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's been awesome. I'm like really liking it, and it's just so cool to. It's a band I've always loved and been really into, and it was just like a funny thing. Like I would always say, it's like people would ask me like who I'd like want to play for, and I was like, it'd be really tight to get like. It would be really fun to play for Paramore. And then like I said that to like a couple people, and then like one time this guy was like, oh, I know those guys. I was like, oh,
well, do something.
And then I was like, I mean, whatever. And then and then I kind of like I met some of them after a point, and then it was like I played on we did like a little hang studio session one day, and I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then like they asked me to do some stuff with them like more professionally. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. I was like, this is too good to be true though. Like until like the day I started like actually doing stuff, I was like, well, this actually isn't probably happening. It's like I should probably keep some other irons in the fire.
Manage expectations.
Yeah. But then like I've just been like consistently working with them for like over like 3 years at this point, and it's been awesome. It's been busy. We work.
You picked up at a busy time with them.
We WERK work for sure.
You guys work it out.
Yeah, but it's been so fun. You came to one of the shows. That was so fun in Milwaukee.
I came to Milwaukee on a night off on my tour.
It was so fun.
That was a blast. Yeah, I've talked
and everyone loves you so much there. It's so fun.
Stop, I'm shy. No, I've talked about Haley on the show before, and how much I've adored her and their music my whole life. And Taylor and Zach, the thing about that band is, and the reason you fit in so well there, is that they're all so fucking nice.
Oh yeah,
they're so nice.
Oh,
and it's crazy because they've been so good at this for so long that they kind of don't have to be.
You almost would expect them to not.
Yeah, if they were mean, you'd be like, oh, that sucks, but I got it. You know?
It's like I know it's a long time to be doing that. I would understand if they were like grouchy, but they are like literally not at all.
The fucking nicest people.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's very fun like to be playing a show, and then you kind of look over and I'm just kind of I get in my head every now and then I'm like, oh shit, like I look over to my left and like it's like Haley Williams, one of the greatest rock stars of our generation, like fucking putting everything into it. And I'm like, how was I ever in my head for like 1 second? Like, this is the coolest shit I've ever gotten to do in my entire life.
Oh, she performs.
Yeah, she does.
She'll do a show.
She's the best.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you guys are about to go on tour again, so you're going to be gone for a long time.
Yeah, it's a long tour.
How are you?
Opening up for Miss Taylor.
Ms. Tay.
For 3.5 months.
It's going to be
51
crazy.
shows.
How do you balance? Because you're gone all the time for work at this point. And you have a life in LA. You went to school here. You have a girlfriend here. You guys just got a new house together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you balance being gone so fucking much and trying to have like also stability in a life?
You don't.
Yeah. You just don't do that.
You can't. I try. I definitely try, and I think I am getting better at it. And I sometimes you've caught me in one of these spells at one point. There was a big wig we did at Largo, where I was on a 3-week break from tour. I think. And I packed every single day.
Yeah.
Like I planned ahead. I packed every single day. It was like, something in the morning, session during the day, dinner at night, or like something at night, like every day for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was so burnt out and like stressed and like bit off way more than I could chew. but that's kind of like I'm learning to not do that. I'm like prioritizing like rest and vacation, and I was always someone who's like really bad at vacationing. Like after like day 2, I was like, can we get the fuck out of here? Like I'm like I'm like I need to like go on my laptop and like do work. But I find a bit I'm better at relaxing now. Turning 30, dude, that was everything changed.
Yeah,
I'm so much slower now, and I don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
and it's sad, but. I'm like literally the idea of like someone going out to a bar to do anything. I'm like, no, I want to stay at home and
I noticed that.
Play PlayStation.
I noticed that the other night when you didn't come to my party. Because I saw you at my show.
I was there.
So
I left a little early.
I saw you sneaking out early, and I said, oh, Brian, are you leaving? You said, yeah, we're gonna grab food and come to your party. And then I was sitting at the party going, Brian is not here. That is so interesting.
You know what? That was a great show.
Thank you.
And I love seeing you perform. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Because you're so great, and everyone had such a good time. You bring so much joy into the space. And then I also just had to go home the next day.
I will say that night was a big learning moment for me because people are getting way better at handling me. Because if I'm going out, I want everyone to come out. And multiple people that night did the smart thing, which was, because I don't remember that someone told me they were going to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So multiple people that I love that night were like, I'm not going to come out. I'm going to go home. It's a weeknight. I'm busy. And multiple people were like, dude, I'm going to go do one thing and then I'm going to meet you there. And I was like, oh, people are getting better at managing how psycho I am. Because all like Chris Fleming.
Yeah.
I was like begging him the whole show. I was like, you got to come out. You got to come out. The whole night's about coming out afterwards. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna. Didn't come out.
No.
Obsessed. Well, a lot of people came out. It was a great party. But I do think.
He's so funny, by the way.
Is there anyone funnier?
He was just like leaping around the stage the entire time. I don't know. That was special.
Chris is a genius.
Yeah, he is.
He's an absolute genius. I love that guy. That show was super fun.
Okay, for example, sorry. I'm gonna recall something I said earlier.
Yeah.
Remember when I was like, I feel like we'd be friends?
Yeah.
I don't think I would be enough for Chris. Like, I'm not gonna like, I don't have the energy to keep up with someone like that, I feel like.
He's not like that.
I
think you guys
He's
would be
so
buddies.
funny. We'll see what happens. I want it to happen,
Chris.
But, you know,
I know you're watching, brother. No, Chris. I would say on stage he's so big, and he's big in friendship too. But it's very like when you're talking to Chris interpersonally, it's very like you were just in Boston. I love Boston. Like it's much more. It's not that he can't go big, but Chris is a very grounded. He's a very grounded person.
Okay, that's huge. I absolutely interrupted you.
You didn't interrupt me. I was going to say during Chris's set at that show, and I'll text him to make sure it's okay that I say this because it's his joke. But he put out a special recently that's so fucking funny called Hell on Peacock.
Yeah, it is incredible.
You guys should watch it if you haven't.
I just watched it yesterday.
But he was doing my show at Largo the other night, and he was talking about putting the special out. And he goes, well, I put that special out, and it launched a nationwide manhunt for my pronouns. Yes. He was like, and I don't even know what I'm waiting for Gen Z to assign me some. And
oh my God, yes.
Damn, I was on the floor rolling around laughing.
That was a big hit.
God damn, he's funny.
He's so great.
A nationwide launched a nationwide manhunt for my pronouns.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Ari going out after stuff and getting older.
Ari. Read that.
Why do I say that? I don't like the way I talk. I don't like taking the internet into real life.
That's a
like people started saying LOL.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it when they started saying it.
Re's Paramore just did a whole Re.
Oh yeah. But do you say Re? But like what do you say? Like it's something that you just see all the time. What do you say?
I think it's Re.
All right, cool.
But I would take Ari.
All right, so you're saying I did it right?
Yeah, you did great.
Cool. It's like one of those things, like we were just talking about this. Like I didn't know if it was Zoomies or Zoomies. Yeah. And everyone else says Zoomies, but in my head it was always Zoomies.
Yeah. Wait. Going out.
Sorry. Yeah. It's bad. Just this little thing.
This guy?
Yeah. This guy is not working too good no more. And it turned 30 and it turns to mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, going out, I really liked doing it, but like I don't know if you relate to this at all. I feel like I can't get drunk anymore.
Oh,
like,
really?
I feel like I have like 2 drinks and I'm just like full. Yeah. And I don't want to drink anymore and I'm like sober. I'm like, should I just stop
drinking altogether?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do.
I know so many of my friends don't anymore. I'm
not a big drinker to begin with. It's not my.
I know, but like I used to like.
I used
to feel. I like to feel a little like fun and flirty after 2 drinks. Be like, what's happening? Like you tap somebody on the shoulder. Like who does that? Like 2 drink Brian. Well, I'll tap you on the shoulder.
He'll tap a shoulder.
Yeah.
2 drink Brian will tap a shoulder. Hey,
how's it going? Ooh, yeah.
Are you smoking weed at all?
No, I can't. Last time I smoked weed, I went to the hospital.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Obviously, that's not funny. But what happened?
It was a funny time. I was living at my old place where I had some roommates, and we had a fun thing. I think this is nice, and I think you'll like this. This is very Caleb coded. We would all sit down and listen to music together.
Oh, I love
to
that.
listen to music.
I love that.
To not like hang. It was like, oh, the new X record is out. Let's listen to it.
Yeah.
So we're listening to the new Tame Impala record because we got it on vinyl. It's like, oh, let's have like a little sit down.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, I'm like, anyone want to smoke a little weed before we do this? And I don't like smoking weed.
Yeah.
But I also am a bit of a people pleaser, and I like hanging out with my friends and bonding with my friends. So I was like, you know what? I'll have a little bit. So I had 1 hit of a joint.
Yeah.
And I really, and I was a little ashamed when I was first started smoking weed. I didn't know how to smoke weed. So when I finally learned how to do it, I tried to take like the most perfect, like inhale, do the whole thing, like, like really keep it in there. So I took 1 big hit, and I went to space, and
sure.
My heart started what I felt like was pounding at approximately 400,000 beats per minute.
Yeah.
So I was like, guys, I got to go lay down. So I went upstairs and I tried to watch 2 episodes of Family Guy on my iPad.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, is Brian okay? And I was like, guys, I think I need to go to the hospital. I was like, my heart's beating like really fast. And then like all my like high friends are just like there, just like, yeah, like whatever. And then my friend put his Apple Watch on me to like get my heart rate. And it was like a normal heart rate, but I was like, well, it's probably just dividing it in half. From like what it actually is.
Why would the Apple Watch be doing division?
Because I was high on pot.
Yeah.
Pot. Like I can't talk about weed anymore. No, you can't say. What do you say? High on pot? High on weed?
I always say marijuana.
Dude, I'm such a fucking loser.
I was high on marijuana.
High on marijuana. So my friend Zach's girlfriend Nina, I was like, went to her. I was like, I need you to drive me to the hospital because she had not smoked. And I was like, I need you to drive me to the hospital. So we went to the Kaiser Permanente Hospital, my old insurance.
Shout out Kaiser
Bastards. Bastards. And then I got to the hospital, sat down. I was like, I'm fine. And then they took me in, and then I was there for like 3 hours, and then I had to pay like $4,000 or something like that for them to just give me like a little like saline in my arm, probably.
The sober friend,
great time.
It was her job to say, no, you've just smoked weed. We're gonna wait an hour.
I will tell you who was like vehemently angry when I told him the story is our friend Ivan, who Ivan, who is like taller than me, bigger than me, and is like the closest thing I will probably ever have to like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like he can like pick me up. It's like so great.
His hugs hurt.
They're the best.
He's so strong in a good way, but he will wrap you up and he will just fucking squeeze the life out of you.
Dude.
He's a big, strong guy.
My mom was in LA recently and happened to be in LA for Ivan's surprise birthday party. Ivan saw my mom, got so excited because Ivan and I grew up together. He's known my mom since we were like fucking like 10 years old.
Yeah.
He goes up to my mom. He's more excited about her being there than the fact that we had a surprise party for him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God. He like sees her and he goes up to her and he gives her a hug. And I think this was about a month ago. My mom is still sore from the hug that Ivan gave her. And I was just with her. She's like, yeah, it was really nice. I'm happy he was excited to see me, but that was very painful.
He hugged the hell out of me.
Anyways, Ivan was really upset. He's like, dude, I would not have let that happen. I would have not let you go to the hospital. Like, there's no way you would have gone if I was there. Yeah. And I was like, it's very Wahlberg about, it's like, hey, if that had happened.
Yeah.
If I had been on that plane.
If I was in that living room, things would have gone down differently. You would have never been in the hospital, brother.
They would have caught these Boston hands. That is like the most like insulting thing anyone has ever said. Maybe Mark Wahlberg being like, "Say, hey, if I was there on 9/11,
hey, no offense
to the
pussies who went down on that flight, but I'm different." Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
You were talking about getting older and going out. I was on a date last night, and I have realized I'm turning 30 in 6 or 7 months, and I have realized my dating style has changed completely in like the last year. Like I am so much more, and I'm dating people my age, and I just get right into it. Like I was on a first date last night, and I was like, "What are you looking for?
Yeah.
You want kids? You want to live in LA for the rest of your life? What's the deal?" Like I'm like, now first dates are like, I don't have time to waste. I'm in town for a week. I'm looking for a husband.
You're in and out in 7 minutes.
I'm in and out in 7 minutes. We only got 4 minutes to save the world, Madonna. It is. I just gotta.
Yes.
I gotta get in there, and I'm doing. It's crazy. It's a crazy way to date. I've never did that when I was younger, and now I'm first date. I'm getting all the information out quick.
Yeah.
And some people are charmed by it, and some are not.
I think that's really smart, honestly. I think some people will be off-put by how upfront it is.
Yeah.
That you might maybe give them 10 minutes.
Maybe
give them 10 minutes instead of the 20 seconds of like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. So do you want everything I want?
I might not have 10 minutes, Brian. I'm
also,
a busy guy.
Damn. You should do an email. You should have like a Google form that someone has to fill out before every date.
Brian, you know what? I don't know if I've told you guys this before. It might be a new story to you too. I went on a date once that I thought went pretty good. I didn't think it went amazing, but I thought it went pretty good. And the guy seemed into me. And so I thought it was really, when we were kissing goodbye, I was like, yeah, you might get a survey about this date. It would just mean a lot to me if you could give an honest response. And it was a joke about like, oh, if you get a survey, please fill it out like cashiers do,
Yeah.
And he laughed pretty hard. And so I kind of chased that laughter and created a survey.
Oh my God.
As a way to flirt and like maybe set up a second date.
That's amazing.
And I made a little Google Form survey, and it was like, how'd the date go? Like bad to great, and had all these little options. And he gave a really honest.
No.
He gave a really honest review that I thought it was going to be like. And one of the questions.
I need specifics. Unfortunately, I hate to make you relive this.
Like the questions were like, thank you so much for going on a date with Caleb. Like, rate his charm, and it was like not charming to very charming. And there were a couple questions like that where he picked like, if it was 1 to 5, he picked like 4. Where he was like giving honest. And so that's how it hurt even more when it was like, how likely would you be to recommend Caleb to a friend or see him for a second date? And that was me thinking like, oh, he's gonna put 5.
Yeah.
And so then that'll be my way of being like, well, based on your survey response, he put 3.
Oh!
He put 3, and I thought it was a pretty good date.
Not sure.
I have not talked to him since.
Oh,
he
man.
filled out the survey, and I could not bring myself to text him again.
All right, so
a stupid bit to begin with, but one that ended badly.
Caleb, that your person would love that.
The guy who's right for me, would give me 5s across the board,
and yeah, exactly,
or 1s across the board. That's the thing that hurt is that he didn't.
Damn,
do
that is hurt. Just don't fill it out.
Yeah,
don't fill it out.
He didn't do a jokingly bad response. He didn't do an overly nice response. The fact that he went honest with it was like more hurtful than anything.
That's the worst.
It was crazy.
I'm sorry, but that's pretty funny. You should. I almost feel bad. Feel like you should do that again. I feel like it's a good bit.
Yeah.
Did you try to do it again? And
I tried
it's just too much Trump.
I tried it last night.
You did.
After the date, I texted the guy and I said, hey, you might get a survey. You might get a survey. It would mean a lot. And he actually texted back a really sweet response.
Okay, good.
And he was like, he texted back someone like 10 out of 10 would recommend, would love to do it again or something. And so I'm not going to make the survey this time. I think I'll just let that be what it was.
I have a question, but I feel like you might not want to answer it.
No, please.
Do you have, when you're dating, because you date around a little bit to... Jesus, that sounded bad. That sounded bad.
No, you're 100% right.
You go on dates often.
I date a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
I date a lot.
I was... You're very loose. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I said.
You're a loose young man with no morals. You're a loose young man. Obviously, you'll never reach the inside of the gates to heaven, but you're having fun
that ship
with
sailed
it.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
No. Anyways. Do you have like, do you have like any, you're not going to want to answer this. Do you have like go-to spots? Like, what do you,
oh yeah.
But like, what are they?
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, okay, I know.
But you know what I'll tell you? I'll tell you on that topic.
Yeah.
I definitely have go-to spots, especially when I'm like in New York, I have my spots. In Chicago, I have my spots. In LA, I have my spots. Kansas City too, but it's different. But recently when I was in New York, I was there for 5 days. I was going on a couple dates with different guys that I had been talking to. And I take people usually to the same bar because I feel comfortable there. And I went in on a Tuesday night with one guy, and we had a couple drinks, whatever. We went back to where I was staying, hooked up. It was great. The next night, I went in with a different guy, and it was the same bartender working. And me and this guy walk up to the bar. I'm going to buy us drinks. I buy the drinks, boys, if you're interested. And I walk up to the bar, and this lesbian bartender who I had such a bond with the night before, I felt so close with. I walk up with this other guy, this new guy, the next night, and she goes, "How was last night?" With like a little flirty little implying that I had been in there last night, and kind of implying that it was I looked, and this is how I looked at her. I went, I was like, "Have you lost your mind?"
That is so disrespectful.
I would have her arrested and jailed if I could.
It's like, I choose to come here to woo men, and give you service and tip you, and you're gonna do that to me, really?
Yeah, it just was not a service mindset at all.
If it was like 3 nights in a row, I'd maybe be like,
well, it was. I went back. That
would have been. I would have seen that as like a wake up call. Like maybe add one more spot into the rotation.
You can add another spot.
Maybe have a B location to.
I just trust the staff at my places. You know, I'm like, you guys got to be on my team. Don't we all want to see me get laid?
We all do.
This is a whole team effort. Everybody pitch in.
We're all dying. We're all dying to get you.
Many hands make light work.
Yeah.
If everybody pitches in, I can get laid a lot.
Oh, God.
But we can't have the bartender blowing up my spot like that.
No.
It was crazy. It was almost homophobic.
It kind of feels that way, but
it didn't feel good.
Seems like you had a pretty good read on where she was at on that scale, though.
Huge.
Oh, well, all right.
Huge. You can say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. You know what? Maybe.
You know what? I'm going to leave that one to you, boss.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say any word. I can't say any not fun words like that, but I can't say any of like if I have when people hear me say the N word, they like gasp. So I've more or less retired it.
You've revoked your own N-word card?
Well, it's just like my white friends in LA who I love dearly. But it's just like if I try to make like a little joke or I try to say something or it just pops out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just like they kind of forget that I'm black or something.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I haven't like really thought about it too much, but I just remember the last time I said it. One of my friends was just like,
I wouldn't.
as if I had like done something like wrong.
I wouldn't gasp. I say that word all the time.
And I was like, you know what? Oh my
if you said that word in front of me, I'd be like,
it's just like
permission.
Just like, sometimes you just like avoid things because you don't feel like talking about it at all. It's like I'm gonna avoid doing this thing that I naturally do because you seem like an annoying person to talk about it with.
Yeah.
Anytime I would say like the whole like Los Feliz thing.
Yeah.
I just started telling people I live in Silver Lake because I was like, I don't want to be like, yeah, is it Feliz or it's like, oh, but people say Los Feliz too. Isn't that so strange? It's like I live in I just live in Silver Lake. It's fine.
Yeah.
East Hollywood.
I love for me personally that you've put Los Feliz and the N-word on the same list. You're like, these two things I won't talk about. It's these two things.
Okay. This is another one. So I made.
Wait, I want to say on that topic in all seriousness because I did kid around. I don't like that your white friends would respond that way. That's weird of them.
It's a response because they're just not used to hearing it that much.
Well, they should maybe have more. Black friends.
Oh,
okay.
True.
Now we're doing it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love being the only black person in a space because it happens a lot,
dude. Okay, can I tell you?
And I just like look around. I'm like, I went to a Fish show. I was like,
yeah, I bet.
Great show. But I was like, okay, guys, is there anybody who looks like me around here?
My friend Tara is a brown woman, and she described to me recently something that she calls top brown syndrome, where she like found out that our friend had another Indian friend, and she was like, that hurts my feelings because I always want to be the one and only. I want to be like the number one.
Top brown. And
I was like, that's crazy.
No, that's a whole other thing. That's
a different thing?
That's all. No. I think that's fun. I would imagine like it is kind of weird being like, oh, like how do I not know about this person? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. That is kind of weird.
You don't think it's the same as being at the Fish concert?
No. Well, it kind of is. Because it's kind of fun to like, I feel like I understand white people very well.
I
understand black people very well as well. But wow, there's just some environments where it's pretty pure. It's pretty Anglo, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's very fun to just like kind of watch how people do stuff like whippets.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the jam band scene at all, Caleb?
Unfortunately, yes. It's been forced upon me by the straight men in my life.
Yeah, I mean, you have to approach it with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
And it's just I went to a Fish show and there were just like 90 dudes outside selling balloons full of nitrous or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is what you guys are doing when no one else is watching.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what the vibe is. It's like,
you're viewing that as like Caucasity Unleashed.
Yeah. But but for the record, I loved being there and it was really great.
Oh, for sure. No, people love it.
But yeah, there was one time. This is just like another one of my funny N-word stories. Is I made a shirt.
You should write a book called that, by the way.
My funny N-word. With me on the cover.
Like Brian, and you're just.
I made a shirt for my t-shirt company that I thought was be a funny April Fool's Day post where it was an acrostic poem that was like nice, intelligent girl with a great attitude. And it was a Bratz doll and it spelled out obviously what nice, intelligent girl, great attitude.
Yeah.
And it was I thought it was hilarious. It was like this blonde Bratz doll just like I sent it to a group chat of my friends and it was met with like this is like, who made this? This is terrible. And I was like, okay. I was like, just didn't say. I was like, okay, I'm gonna maybe just save this for another day. But I want to make one time and give it to somebody as a gift, as a joke. I think it'd be fun.
So you sent that to a group of white friends?
Yeah.
And they were like, God damn it.
It was like,
God damn it.
This world, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry someone thought this would be okay. I was like,
they're like, I fucking hate that you have to deal with this shit. You made it. You fully made the shirt.
It's so unfair to you, Brian.
Yeah.
That was a fun part of like kind of summer 2020.
Yeah.
So all the protests and everything happening, because I'm a lot of people's only black friend.
Did you get some texts?
Oh, I got some nice texts. I got it's like, hey, can I come by and bring you some? I made a cake. It's like, can I just bring you a piece of cake? And I was like, yeah, sure.
I hope you cashed in. I hope you said, yeah, bring the cake.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely did. It's people being nice.
Yeah.
Because it was a weird time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you don't have to like do that. Like, it's fine. I don't need cake.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I got roasted a little bit during that time because I didn't post a black square and I didn't have. Do you remember when I didn't post a black square?
You didn't post a black square?
Fuck, dude, please, not right now, not on here. Not like this.
No. This is a funny. Sorry, I have a whole thing about the black square.
No,
I've seen people like deleting their black squares is the funniest thing.
So funny.
That's a funny thing.
They're like, you know what? Fuck it.
I know. Just like any fan community you're a part of online, they'll just like go back and be like, Caleb actually deleted his black square.
Where's that black square at? I didn't post it because genuinely I felt like my black friends would clown me for it. I thought we would all think it was silly. And then people were also roasting me a lot in my DMs because I didn't do, I don't know if you remember this, but a lot of white people with online followings at that time.
Washed black people's feet?
Were what?
What?
Wait, what?
You didn't see that?
No.
Sorry, that was a crazy one. You didn't kneel wearing a kente cloth with the
Oh, I
fist
did
up?
do that.
Okay, good.
But I do that all the time.
Thank God. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Thank you for
Happy
doing
to do
that.
it. No, white people with followings were having like black creators with less following take over their pages.
Yes.
And I was like, that is so fucking insulting and weird to me to be like, hey, sorry about you being black. For one day, do you want to be me? I was just like, I'm not doing that shit.
It's like, dude, just retweet everything they post for a couple days. How
For
about that?
sure.
How about that? That's great.
Here's another thing. Have some black friends, weirdo. I'm sorry, but it just was a lot of white people that have no friends that aren't white being like, I'm doing my part.
No one to run it by real quick. It's like, is this a good idea or a bad idea? I'd be like,
Hey, do I look like a cornball weirdo for
But
this?
there's also a thing like no black people wants to be like the spokesman for all black people for their white friends. Be like, oh yeah, like we it's like, what do you guys think of like This, I was like, you back up.
Yeah.
Just Google it. Just Google it next time.
You said you understand white people really well, and I do think this is not a unique observation, but I play
like indie and rock music. I'm only around white people typically.
Yeah, but I think the people who understand whiteness the best in the entire world are people of color who spend a lot of time around white people. It's like,
oh yeah,
of course that would be illuminating. That makes so much sense to me.
Well, that's the cool thing about Paramore shows.
Yeah,
Paramore shows are like extremely diverse.
Black people love Paramore.
Black people love Paramore.
Well, it's been said. Yeah.
Yes. There's a podcast called Black People Love Paramore.
Yeah.
I digress.
They're nominated for a Webby Award right now.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
It's a very successful podcast. Yeah.
I gotta check them out. I don't know why I haven't.
That
makes no sense,
brother. I think you're the target audience.
I
for
know,
that
right?
show. Yeah, you should be checking that out.
I'm like the dream story.
Yeah.
Black kid who saw Paramore back in the day. Is like that'd be fun to play with those guys.
I'll fucking do that.
And then I did. Yeah, those shows that's like the cool thing about, one of the many cool things about that is like, it's not like it's just like every kind of person you could think of. Like age gap is crazy. Like there's like so many people who are like, like maybe were 20 when the band came out or something like that, who have like kids now, like bring their kids to shows, or like, yeah, it's like a lot of people, different races, and like kids who like discovered Paramore on like TikTok. Yeah. When like Paramore didn't even post anything on TikTok. Like it's just, they had like 1,000 sounds go viral over COVID and like got like a bunch of new fans, and it's just, it was really cool to see that, like everyone's so nice and kind, and
it's a very great sweet audience. They're very like, yeah, everybody at the Paramore show. Honestly, Muna has a similar thing. Oh, absolutely. It's like it's just nice fucking people who love this music, and it means so much to them. The room feels very like, you just feel like, holy shit, I'm part of something right now. Yeah. It's like, isn't it sick that we all get to be here? Yeah. This is nice. That's the genuine feeling. Yeah. It is nice. My least favorite part of the Paramore show was how diverse it was. I was like, I wish that we could tighten this up a little bit. There were more police there. Yeah, I did. Thank you. Because I was like, where are the cops? Yeah. Yeah. Where are they? Where are the cops? Dude, okay. I have to digress. But it's not digressing. It's you brought them up. Mm-hmm. The Muna shows. Come on. These days. A little gay. Just a little bit. Like, are you getting the feeling some of those people are gay? I think, and like, that's okay, but like, I have included them a little extra in my prayers at night. Yeah. No, the shows are so fucking good. It's crazy. It is nuts. It's crazy. Did you go to the Greek? I did not get to go to the Greek because I was out of town. The most recent time I saw them live was when they played with Boy Genius in London. Oh wow, that's fun. I went to that show with Ethel Cain. Dude, it's just so exciting for me because I used to play with them for a while back in the day, and we weren't doing anything like on the scale they're doing now, but it was early days. Yeah. But dude, just seeing them open, like, okay, so a couple of shows. Saw them open for Casey Musgraves. And in a fucking arena. And I was like, they are ready to do this whole, like, they just commanded it like so hard. Yeah. And just like, it was like, I mean, I'm obviously friends with them and have like an attachment to it, but like, I also see a lot of live music. Like every festival I play, I always try to go see a couple bands, and like no one's fucking doing it like them. It's right crazy. They're rock stars. They're just the fucking best and the sweetest people. And are they nice to you? They don't treat me very. No, they really are the best. They're the best. Yeah, they kind of have like a weird reputation. Yeah, they're like in the scene. People are like, God, isn't that the worst thing to hear? They have a weird reputation. No, it's like they don't have that, but like. But if you did, you like every now and then, like, you'll be talking to somebody and you like somebody who I've been friends with for like a long time who like maybe started getting success. Someone will just be like, and like I won't say that I know them or anything like that, and someone will just kind of be like, yeah, so yeah, I heard some weird stuff about them. Like they're kind of weird. I was like, fuck. Like, dude, I have to. I'm sorry. Sorry to do this to the listeners. I have to tell you something off mic later. Don't let me forget because it is insane. Yeah, I mean, sorry, y'all. You get a little story every now and then. Yeah, every once in a while through the grapevine, when you're like, oh no, they don't know I know this person. It's sad to hear that. Yeah, that's what's happening. Who I can't remember. Let's say names. Yeah, let's name names. That's the new name of the podcast. Let's name names. It's name names. Let's ruin our future. Brian, I have a question for you. What do you want? Like, what is the goal? Like, you're okay. So you have put out some solo work. That is great. You make the t-shirts. You're touring with Paramore right now. You have so much going on. You're a brilliant producer. What do you want? What is the goal?
I don't like know.
Yeah.
But I like to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I like to be able to like create and do stuff, and I like being silly. And that's a hard question to ask.
For sure.
It's a hard question to answer because I think when I was like 22, I had just graduated college and I went to school for music, and like I didn't really think that it was like possible to have a career in music or anything at all. And then I kind of was able to like get in the scene pretty quickly and like start working. And like every year, I just try not to take it for granted, because like every year that I'm still able to do this is like absolutely a blessing. And I just am trying to keep up as much as I can doing that.
Yeah.
And and I'm ready for it to all go away at some point. But I like to play music, and I like to do a lot of stuff. So the more stuff I can keep doing and not be like super stressed and be somewhat financially comfortable, I'm good with.
I can't wait for your line of guitars.
Ooh,
that's because you paint guitars and those are fucking.
I paint
sick.
guitars.
I want.
I do a lot of work with Fender. I want to do something.
They should do a line with you.
We'll do something. But it's just like more people gotta I'm not like famous.
Yes, you are. Fender, do a line of guitars with Brian right now. I've had it.
We'll see. I would like to, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Would be cool.
But yeah, it's a fun little life I got to lead right now, and I like producing. I'm working on a record right now that I'm like really excited about, not for myself, but for a friend of mine that I think will be really great, and we're finishing that up before I leave for tour.
Is that a friend that I know?
I don't think you know. Do you know Julia? Julia Cumming?
I know the name for some reason.
She plays in the band Sunflower Bean.
That's why I know the name. Yeah, you showed me their stuff. You
yes.
put me on.
Yes, I think I did.
Yeah.
We're working on a record right now that's been exciting and fun, and I like to make music, and I like to make stuff, and I kind of want to do comedy stuff in some capacity, but I'm too afraid to call myself like a comedian, so I don't.
I don't think you should be. What kind of comedy? What would you do if you what kind of comedy do you want to be?
I just like what we were doing was so fun to me. Just doing local shows and being silly, and getting to try stuff out is very fun to me. Music is so like meditative and takes so long, and is like hard to kind of like. It's you don't see the product of what. You don't get to see how people like it in real time. Yeah. But it's like, because it's like, if you write a song, it's like, all right, cool, you got to record it, you got to do the whole thing, yada, yada, yada. And you're like working on it for like months, and then it's like out, and then you can't even see if people like it or not. It's like people either share it or they don't, or people listen to it or they don't. But it's like kind of a comedy show. It's like you can kind of get that right away. Like, it's like, ooh, I thought of this, and then you can kind of like say it, and then people either laugh or they don't. And it's just like kind of fun. Yeah. And I really enjoy doing our shows.
We got to do another one sometime.
We will.
Maybe in the fall.
But I just want to. It's just hard. I don't have enough time to do all this stuff either, though, which is
that's my biggest issue. That's my biggest frustration creatively these days, is that I want to do so much that I get overwhelmed. I'm like, I want to be writing, I want to be performing, I want to be doing different kind of performance. I want to like stage a one-man show. I want to do my stand-up. I have like all these different projects that I'm writing. I want to be directing. I want to learn a new language. I want to learn like instruments. Like there are just so many things, and that's the beauty of creativity, is it makes me want to be alive. But I don't. But it's so fucking hard. There's not enough time.
It's really hard. What instrument do you want to play?
Well, I've been trying to learn.
That piqued my interest a little bit.
I've been trying to learn guitar.
Oh, you really?
I want to learn guitar, but it's really fucking hard for me. I have fat, big fingers that aren't very flexible. Like it's hard for me to do the shit and do the and it's hard. And I'm trying to learn.
I mean, I don't. Would you ever want to play bass?
Bass,
not fun to you. Never mind. The way you just said bass.
Well, no,
you don't want to play bass.
It's not. I think it would be cool to know it as well, but I want to be able to play guitar because there's so many songs I love that I just love like an acoustic folk song.
You're a flathead.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you want to be able to play what hurts the most solo.
Big time, brother.
You want to finish your stand-up set, get out the guitars. You're like, all right, if it's cool with y'all, I'm gonna play a couple songs.
I hurt myself. I got gifted 2 guitars in my journey, and they're from 2. I'm going to say who they're from, and I don't care if they like that I did this or not. I got gifted a guitar from James Valentine.
Oh, wow.
Who was in Maroon 5.
Yeah, yes.
Love James. James, I love you.
Great guitar player.
Love James and his wife, Alexis, who actually, Alexis is a huge fan of the pod and listens. And Alexis, I love you, girl. Thanks for listening. I just love you, girl. She runs, so James's wife, Alexis, runs this thing called Tab Vintage that is like vintage designer dresses for. She dresses all kinds of people for like big like red carpet events and things like that. And she has immaculate taste. Tab Vintage on Instagram if anyone wants to follow. So James gave me a guitar that I'm trying to learn on that I have in LA. And in Kansas City, my friend Katie Waxahachie gave me a guitar. And these are my two guitar friends.
All right, so you have.
You haven't given me.
I was sort of. I know. I was like, sort of like. It's like I got one lying around. I was gonna. I was thinking about it, but I think you might be. You might be all set. But
I'm doing them total. By the way, I'm doing both of them. They're very sweet favor. I'm doing them total injustice by not learning quicker. I'm like taking too long.
Hey, take your time. Take your time. If we can do. The thing I can do is I can show you stuff. I can give you a lesson.
Yeah, all this free time that you've got laying around.
Yeah, if you can do it. If you can do it from like 8 a.m. to 8:30 tomorrow. Yeah.
Or in like 4 months, we could maybe try and meet up.
If maybe September, we should meet up for 30 minutes.
Okay, hey, in November, let's do dinner. And then in like January or February, we could talk about...
Yeah,
2026 feels like our window.
That's like, that's very touring musician-y. Yeah. Because it's like, I have friends who are like my best friends that I consider like, this is like my guy, like, he is like my person in music, whatever. I will go... My roommates from college, we're all like touring musicians. We see each other maybe once a year.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so hard. Everyone's traveling, everyone's busy. If you live on the west side of town,
that's curtains.
Just not going to see you.
Yeah.
One of my best friends has like a kid now. Lives on the west side. I'm like, it's like an hour to get there.
To me, being
an artist, I want to go every day.
To me, being an artist is this double-edged sword of the same cool thing, which is on one side, you meet the coolest, most interesting, most lovely, warm, talented people in the entire world. And you know them, they're everywhere. They're all the different places they live. And you meet them, you get to be friends with them because you make art and maybe you like each other's stuff or you're just around each other. And then the flip side of that is you never fucking see them. Yeah. It's so sad.
It is sad.
It's sad. It's
fun,
beautiful.
but we're also doing fun stuff and seeing the world and... It's like, because like this summer, it's like, this is like the longest tour I will ever go on, probably.
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 months. Like I don't think I've gone on tour for more than like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
7 weeks, maybe at like the tippy top end. But this is like, like 14 weeks. It's like a long time. But like, and sometimes I get like in my head, it's like, oh, it's so long to be away. Like, it seems like it's gonna be hard. But I was like, when in my life am I going to get to just like see Europe? And like have days off and explore and
it's cool as fuck.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And I have like a little side project. I have a my creative project for the time I'm over there that I'm going to try to spend just a little bit of time on it. I'm not going to be like, I've been trying to write a musical for a long time.
Can I be in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, dude.
I can't. Yeah, I'm just. It's mostly because I have so many struggling actor friends that I would like to give more roles to.
No, I need to be in it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Everyone wants to do it like a low budget stage show for months. That takes months to prepare.
Me genuinely.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to. As soon as I film this hour of stand up, my genuine plan is to take like a year and a half off from stand up and focus on an entirely different live performance. Either my one man show or I'm going to ask around and see if anyone's casting any like plays or anything, but if I do my one man show, I want to stage it in Chicago, London, and New York.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm sure I'll bring it to LA eventually too, but I want to
do some warm ups at the Elysian.
Do some warm ups at the Elysian, of course, before I play wherever. No, I want to do I want to do a year of like live performance that isn't stand up.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
What one man show? Mm-hmm. I would love to see that.
Characters or something more like it's not stand up. Like I don't want to do like set up punchline.
Right.
I want to do like a longer story, a piece, like a thematic kind of like just something different. Because that was how I started. Before I did stand up, I did characters. And then I just really dove into stand up.
That's right.
Yeah. I started in improv.
On the internet too.
On the interwebs as well.
On the lulz
on the World Wide Web, methinks.
The World Wide Weird.
Hey,
I've got the weird World Web.
I've got something weird for you.
What's that?
It's a true false segment. Here's what we're gonna do.
Oh, nice.
We're going to and so we're going to I'm gonna ask you I'm gonna tell you 15 statements. You're gonna tell me immediately as quick as you can if you think they're true or false.
Okay.
And they have a right answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
By the way, if you get 10 or more correct, we're gonna give you $50.
$50.
Brian.
Thank you.
There are no reptiles in Antarctica.
True.
Everyone's tongue print is the same.
False.
False. Kimono translates to thing to wear.
True.
True. The inventor of Gatorade's son invented Powerade.
False.
False. USC's horse mascot is named Reacher.
False.
False. It's
Traveler.
Traveler. The oldest known instrument is 50,000 years old.
True.
True. The current governor of Virginia is Glenn Youngkin.
True.
True. Machine Gun Kelly is 5'11".
False.
False. 6'4". Sudan has the most pyramids of any country.
False.
True.
Fuck,
Your first
I
one.
was
I know, dude.
Damn
I was
it,
really, I was in
Damn.
it with you. The sticker on a piece of fruit is designed to be edible.
Yes.
True.
Or
Disney
true,
World.
sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Disney World. Disney World is larger than Rhode Island.
False.
False. Seth MacFarlane is an EGOT winner.
False.
False. Metallica has had 3 different bass players.
True.
False.
False.
4.
Too. 4.
4.
Oh.
Tug of War was an Olympic event from 1900 to 1920.
I'm gonna say true.
True. Prince played 27 different instruments on his debut album.
He played everything, but I don't know if it's 27. Yes, true.
True.
Okay.
Wow, how many to get?
13?
Jeez, I don't think we've ever had someone score that high.
All right. Yo, that first 7, I was like, there's no way I'm
No,
doing
I
this.
was literally,
It's like,
I had butterflies.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I was like, what has he done?
But wow, I did pretty good.
You did really good.
I did pretty
Brian.
good.
And the way we keep
$50
costs,
US.
The way we keep costs low on the show is we don't pay you. But thank you for playing. I have a question for you, and it's the most important question of the show, and it's Brian Robert Jones. What is so true to you?
Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods walked so that Cowboy Carter could run.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, and let me explain this.
I was hoping that you might.
Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods, by the way, lifelong NSYNC fan. Justin Timberlake has made some mistakes. Love him. He's like an uncle to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I always listen. I always check it out. I expect, he started making kids music essentially. Man of the Woods was an attempt to blend hip hop and country music.
Yeah.
That Justin Timberlake tried to do.
Uh-huh.
There are some extremely high highs and some extraordinarily low lows on that album.
Yeah.
But sonically, the sonic palette is kind of very similar to that of Beyonce Knowles's. Beyonce Knowles Carter's.
Yeah, thank
Cowboy
you.
Carter.
Yeah.
And this is kind of people are not going to like this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people also didn't listen to that record. And if you listen to that record and then listen to Cowboy Carter, you're like, because I went back, I checked.
You went in there.
I searched for evidence.
You went into
a lot of the
sonic
same
palette.
producers.
Yeah. Really?
A lot of the same producers.
Wow.
Just saying. And it's like, but like some of the songs on the Justin Timberlake album, I like go back and listen to for like till because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny.
Yeah.
There's one called Flannel, where it's like this nice guitar song, and then these like horrible 808s come in, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Gotta listen to it. If you haven't checked out that album, the whole press tour for that album is one of the funniest things I've ever seen too. Like marketed as just like, oh, do you know the song Filthy?
Yeah.
You know Filthy about Justin Timberlake?
No, I do not actually.
So he released like a press package for this album. This is 2018, by the way.
Yeah.
Released a press package for this album. And he's like in like, flannels and like in the woods and like snow. And he's like, this album's about,
I feel like I remember seeing
where I'm
this.
from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, album's where I'm from. And, it's wearing like Timberlands and, doing the whole thing. He's like, yeah, it's like his whole like tour design was like camo and like, doing this whole thing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then the first music video drops. And it's like him at like an Apple keynote presenting like a dancing robot. And it's like him in like a mocap suit doing like the robot and like dancing. And it's like a dubstep song sort of.
Yeah.
You got if you I feel bad that I can't like do visual aids. I wrote a 10-page article about just this album and the record rollout and everything. And I never published it, but it is the funniest. It's one of the most bizarre things you've ever seen from a major artist. And I highly recommend everybody check it out. But it's kind of the same mission statement as Cowboy Carter, but it's a lot of the same producers. And I have a feeling some of it was born out of that, but I could be wrong.
Who's your favorite songwriter?
Oh, my favorite songwriter.
Yeah.
Who is my favorite songwriter? I don't know.
Yeah.
I love music and songs, but I'm like
You don't
favorite
respect-
songwriter.
you don't respect songwriters?
Oh, I love songwriters, but like, no, like, can you say who your favorite band is?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite band?
The Chicks.
Oh, okay.
And it's because they
that's
run
fair.
such a central. They're so central to so many parts of my life.
Well, my favorite songwriter. This is too niche for anyone. My favorite songwriter is Claudio Sanchez.
Claudio Sanchez. From
the rock band Coheed and Cambria, which is like a science fiction rock band, who has remained one of my favorite bands since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And he just like weaves this like science fiction story, like rock opera thing into like all of his music, and it's like complex, but he also like plays these crazy guitar riffs and sings at the same time.
Yeah.
People only know them from, they had one song on Guitar Hero that was like really big. A lot of people only know them from that, but there's so much more than that.
There's so much more than that.
There's so much more than that. Like, and their most recent album, they've been at it for over 20. I think they started in 2002. They've been at it for like 22 years. The most recent album's like maybe like my third favorite one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
And people like this isn't very universal. I'm sorry. My interests are a little too niche.
Sorry, I'm not like other guys. Why do you think I wear this hat? I'm a weirdo.
I consume so little content
Yeah.
these days. I feel like I haven't seen like any shows. I watch like 5 movies a year.
Yeah.
I watch like my party trick, you'll like this. My party trick, and this is embarrassing for me, by the way, and I'm kind of ashamed of this. My party trick is I can explain in excruciating detail the plot of any Marvel movie or Star Wars movie, and it like really annoys the Marvel stuff. Really annoys people.
Yeah.
Because like I'll just like around all my friends who have not seen any of the movies are kind of repulsed by the idea. I will go into excruciating detail about the plot of Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame and what it means, and like also Marvel rumors. I know all of them. It's really upsetting. It's like an addiction I have, and I'm like, I don't care about this, but I still watch all the fucking videos online, and it's really upsetting to me.
I love this about you. I would love to hear you do that anytime.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
You're going to do it now? Do every single one of them?
well, Marvel wiped their slate for this year.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And they have like shows coming out. The shows are always kind of bad. I've watched every episode of every single one. The shows are like not as good as they could be, I should say. But Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out this year, which is the first R-rated one first R-rated movie in the Marvel franchise, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is going to be goofy in it and say fuck and talk about sex and it's
give
gonna be
back
crazy.
shots to the Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. But next year, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of exciting stuff, and there was, I know like 5 different like rumored sets of Fantastic Four casting.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
I'm up for it. They want me to play the guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to be what the Human Torch or the Thing? Or are you going to be Reed Richards?
They want me to be the last one you said.
Reed Richards.
Yeah.
You're gonna be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's
Okay, I
it.
didn't
That's
know if you
cool.
were tricking
You would
me.
be good at that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would, they would maybe typecast you as the Thing, which I think is
that what
insane.
Michael Chiklis was?
Yeah, that's what Chiklis
That
was.
tracks.
They
That
would.
is-
They
that
would.
is-
And I said a lot of people would, but I think you're the more creative choice for Reed Richards,
Thank you.
Mr. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Which is great. Yeah, of course. And then all the drama around Secret Wars. So think about pivoting from Kang to Doom, or it's kind of the rumor, but it could be anyone. Like because Galactus is apparently going to be. It's rumored Javier Bardem is going to be Galactus in Fantastic Four. But like they're going for a Latino lead. It's been heavily rumored that it's going to be Javier Bardem, but like no one really knows. They haven't announced it yet. It's probably going to be him. They're filming it like soon. But it's also coming out in July next year or something, which is insane. That they can't get like the fact they try to make these movies so quick is exactly what's wrong, and everyone's like, oh, they're gonna wait and they're gonna make Fantastic
Thank you
Four
guys so
right,
much for tuning
and
in.
they're gonna make Fantastic
just
Four
gonna fade
correct,
this out to
and
end
they're
the
gonna do it.
episode.
They're gonna do it correct, but it's like no, they're not.
Brian
They're
gets
rushing this
started,
one
you
too.
can't get him to
We're not
stop.
saved. Like it's not gonna get better.
Thank you for listening
It's
to
just
So
gonna
True
be
podcast.
bad still.
an
But okay,
incredible
so
day.
but they're
We
for
love you
Secret
guys.
Wars. They're gonna do the whole
Goodbye
Battle World thing. I'm pretty sure. But there's gonna be multiple Spider-Man. There's gonna be the multiple Reed Richards. There's gonna be multiple.